But that doesn't matter. Even that doesn't matter. Christ came for all, to all people. If Christ is your personal Messiah, then let Christ be your personal Messiah. And that means that not a skin color, not any of these other questions that don't mean anything matter. But remember, Christ came to teach love. If you ever read the prophecy of Elijah and the prophet Elijah, you can find this in Genesis. Now, Genesis with the Torah, with the Talmud, according to the Hebrews, according to, not the Hebrews, the Jews, according to the Jews. And I don't want to go into the difference between those two, but I will make a video about it. But according to the Jews, Talmud, Torah, Genesis are all put together is the Bible. The Bible literally, word Bible literally translates the book, the complete book. If you ask any Jewish person, they will tell you. Now, there is a difference between Jew and Jewish. I don't want to go into that. This video is not to put us in classes. This video is to get mystified and feel something in here. At this time, right now, when Christ descended and the forces of light and darkness was battling. What was I saying? Oh man, I'm losing train of thought again. But yeah, there is a difference between Jews and Jewish. But if you ask any Jewish person, who are the Catholics, who are the Christians, who are the Arabic, even though all these three main religions of the world came from one father, Abraham, and before him Noah, and before him Adam, for some reason we still want to divide amongst ourselves and say that we're all different, we all have different laws. But anyway, if you ask any Jewish person, they will tell you that the New Testaments, because we're so used to Catholics are so, Christians and Catholics are so used to calling the New Testament the Bible. It is not the Bible, it is the New Testament. Because if you ask any Jewish person, any Jewish scholar, they will tell you it is not the Bible. The Torah, the Genesis, the Talmud, and even the Kabbalah, the 5 books of Moses, that's the original Bible, not the New Testament. Because if they're not newly found Christians, if they're not Jews for Christians, then they believe that Christ was a false prophet. As a matter of fact, the prophet, they say, that has stolen pieces of the Talmud and sewed it into his leg or arm in order for it to combine with the DNA, in order for him to get powers that weren't his, sort of like a magician, a false prophet. You can ask any rabbi this, they will tell you this. So they don't consider non-Jews as even people, consider non-Jews as Gentiles, and the New Testament not as the Bible. But if you go deep into the Bible and you find prophecies of Ezekiel, prophecies of Jeremiah was actually the one prophet that foretold the coming of Christ. And if you carefully read the prophecy of Jeremiah, it talks about Elisha or Elisha being the closest student to Jeremiah. And the story goes that when the heavenly chariot, or the vessel of Israel, which comprised of 144,000 seats. Now, this is the same vessel that came to earth from 5,000 to 7,000 years ago when Kali Yuga started. That's the same vessel that has carried the reptilian, and now we call them Illuminati and so on and so forth, race. And that's how deep it goes. And I will talk about it in other videos. But the story goes that, as a matter of fact, Elijah is John the Baptist, later reincarnated into John the Baptist. Elisha being Christ, later reincarnated into Christ. And when the heavenly chariot, or the heavenly vessel of, it's literally called the Chariot of Israel, with 144,000 seats. A lot of you may mistake it today for that's the number of people it will take for us to be saved, or that's the number of people it will take to give off the life vibration in order for us to change. That is not the truth. That was the Chariot of Jehovah, the Chariot of Israel. And you will see in Jeremiah him talking about this, of this chariot coming and supposedly taking him up to heaven. And because he was leaving completely with the physical body, he wasn't supposed to have been coming back. So leaving forever, right? And once he's leaving forever, he's supposed to fulfill one last wish to his students, his disciple. So his disciple, he asked the disciple, what would you like for your last wish to be, for me to fulfill? And Elisha tells him, I want to be as wise as you and as strong as you, but twice as stronger. So Elijah says, okay, but I will test you. When I am taken up to the chariot, I will have a cape on. When I'm throwing down this cape, if you see it, if you recognize it, he meant spiritually recognize it, then you will have your wish fulfilled. And this is why when John the Baptist was baptizing people in the Jordan, and Christ comes to him, and right away in today's Gospels, again, they made these little mistakes that we don't even notice. But it tells us that John recognized Christ right away. As to say, Elijah recognized his student, Elisha. And Christ asks John the Baptist to be baptized as everyone else. And John the Baptist clearly says, you're the one that's actually supposed to be baptizing me. But Christ insists and says, no, let's keep the order of student teacher, and you baptize me. And we see in the gospel John the Baptist baptizing Christ.